Hi, I'm Neil Kelleher. For this video, I'll continue on with techniques for stretching the hamstrings. And when you are doing a hamstring stretch, say you're doing a standing hamstring stretch, it helps to understand that from the sitting bones, the hamstrings attach to the fibula, which is on the outside of the lower leg. They also extend downwards to attach to the inside of the tibia. So they diverge to attach to the inside and outside of the lower leg bones. There are two ways you can use the sitting bones as a reference. One is to deliberately activate the hamstring, so while bending forwards, monitoring the turnout of your feet so that your hips feel comfortable. You could try creating a downward pull on the sitting bones to activate the hamstrings, as if to lift the torso up and then relax. Create a downward pull on the sitting bones towards your knees, so you activate the hamstrings and you lift the body and then relax. Pull down on the sitting bones to lift the body and then pull down a little bit more to stand up completely. So that's one simple way to use the sitting bones as a reference to deliberately activate your hamstrings and use them to lift the body. You could do the same thing in triangle forward bend. You could focus on the front leg or the back leg or both legs at the same time. So bending forward, focusing on the front leg, you can pull the sitting bone down, feel the hamstring activate, maybe feel the glute, relax, pull the sitting bone down, relax, pull the sitting bone down, then all the way down so that you stand up. Even if you are focusing on both sitting bones at the same time, what you can do is sequence the activation. You could pull down on the front leg sitting bone, so feel the hamstring, rotate the leg in or out as you need to, so for hip comfort, but also if you don't have hip clicking, just so you can get a better feel for the hamstrings and glute. And then activate the back leg, pull down on the back leg sitting bone, rotate the leg in or out slightly as you need to, and then relax. So front leg sitting bone, back leg sitting bone, relax. Or do the back leg first, back leg sitting bone, front leg sitting bone, relax, back leg sitting bone, front leg sitting bone, and so on. You could do the same thing while bending forward with both legs even. Focus on, say, your left sitting bone, pull down, adjust the leg, pull down on the right sitting bone so both legs are active, pull up, and then relax. Left leg sitting bone, right leg sitting bone, pull down, relax. Left leg sitting bone, right leg sitting bone, and then come all the way up. And whether you start with the right leg or the left leg doesn't really matter. Pick one and use it. So when you are trying to pull down on the sitting bones, what I would suggest you do, once you're used to the basic exercise of pulling down, what I'd suggest you do is make your feet feel active, make your feet strong. Even make the front of your ankles and the back of the ankles feel strong, as we did with the pushing down against the table exercise. And that might be the easier thing to do. Make your feet and ankles feel strong. And then from there, create a downward pull on the sitting bones, either one at a time or both at the same time. Relax. Make the feet strong, then create a downward pull on the sitting bones. Relax. If you need to turn your feet out or in a certain amount, that's fine. Feet active, ankles active, pull down on the sitting bones, then put it all the way down so that you stand up. Now once you are used to using your feet and your sitting bones, another thing that you can add on is awareness of your spine, or control of the spine, including your transverse abdominis. And ideally now what you can see is one reason why I started with the spine, and I should thank my sister for this because she was helping me go through some of my course material. And I'd left the spine in my course setup. I'd left the spine as one of the later courses because I thought the more important thing was to focus on the legs first. But she was saying, well, if you need the spine for all these exercises, why don't you make the spine the primary or the first course? And so I did that, and actually it does make a lot of sense. You don't have to start off with the spine, but it can be a helpful thing to learn. If you learn nothing else, what would I suggest learning? Learn how to make your spine feel long, particularly if you're short on time, if you're too busy to work out. practice making your spine feel long. But going back to a forward bend, what you could do, you can play around with the sequencing for this. Make the feet strong. Create a downward pull on your sitting bones. Lengthen the spine. Engage transverse abdominis. Relax. Or what you could, so let's do that again. Feet strong, so feet and ankles. Pull down on the sitting bones. Spine long. Transverse abdominis engaged. If you like, pull up. Relax. Feet strong, ankles strong, sitting bones down, spine long, transverse abdominis engaged. Come up. And I'm doing this funny thing with my arms so you can actually see my waist. You can play around with the sequencing. You might just choose to focus on the spine and forget the feet for a moment. So what you could do, make the spine long, engage transverse abdominis, pull down on the sitting bones, rotate your feet as you need to, and then relax. Spine long, transverse abdominis engaged, pull down on the sitting bones, one at a time or simultaneously, relax. Spine long, transverse abdominis engaged, pull down on the sitting bones, relax. And then from there, if you wanted to add the feet, spine long, transverse abdominis, pull down on the sitting bones, feet strong, relax. Spine long, transverse abdominis, pull down on the sitting bones, and then prior to lifting, make your feet and ankles strong, then lift up and stand up.